my role is supporting graduate students and faculty, both on their existing projects and also finding cool new stuff that we initiate. So we've got a couple of really interesting projects. One's called Vital Audio. It came out of our studio. So imagine you say "ah" into a phone call, and they can calculate heart rate and heart rate variability. And so from a population perspective,
Really?
yeah. So from a population health perspective, imagine you're a health plan. The costs of doing longitudinal cardiac monitoring are orders of magnitude less, which leaves more meat on the bone to do impactful care delivery. We have a project called Care Rhythm, where imagine at the point of discharge after a stroke, nurse applies a patch to a patient's neck. That patch can detect the recurring stroke before it occurs. Same thing. That was something that we provided the first capital into. That we initiated with the first capital, a company out of the medical campus. It's an MD PhD started it, called Ataraxis, where they have a predictive cancer test where they replace a genetic sequencing of a cancer biopsy with an instant digital screen. So you're saving the healthcare ecosystem $4,000 or $5,000, and this is for breast cancer. And an oncologist is able to make treatment decisions 4 to 5 weeks sooner, which those are the difference between life and death. So
absolutely life-saving.
we initiated that project, or not we initiated, we were the first capital into that project. We supported it. They graduated out, they raised a $4.5 million seed, and did a retrospective study, did a prospective study on 3 continents, and then raised a $20 million Series A led by a bunch of A players, including Peter Thiel. And so there's outsized opportunities, I think, for software and devices that better the communication. There's so many problems to solve in human health and human wellness that we're not going to run out of them. And there's just exciting to be in a room of people and a space where that's the theme, where everybody believes in that vision and mission and building aggressively towards it.
Tell us what your connection is here today.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're with an investor group that's really dedicated and focused on improving lives. We believe that the consumer and patients want healthcare in a more friendly, home-centric environment, and we're funding innovation and organizations that bring healthcare closer to the consumer and out of a rural, traditional healthcare setting.
Lovely. So what does that mean on a day-to-day basis? What type of programs are you actually funding?
Yeah, so they're mostly through healthcare organizations and startup organizations that have some form of intellectual property or software or some other compelling solution that is attempting to disrupt the healthcare system that many people think are broken, and trying to make it more efficient and again bring it closer to the consumer, empower the consumer to make the right healthcare decisions that are appropriate for them.
And you grew up in New York, right?
Yeah.
And so born and bred. And a lot of these people, though, are from all over the world, and they're coming together on this special day. I wanted to know, for you, being a New Yorker, and you're still in New York, what does the word legacy mean to you? What does legacy mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, I just met a company here from Seattle. While healthcare is local, it really has no bounds. There's still a human element, and I think when you think about, leaving a legacy around, people who want to have an impact on people's lives, want to bring healthcare to them in a humane way, and everyone has a God-given talent, and our view is that you can contribute in whatever way. Not everyone's a physician, but you can contribute to the ecosystem using the toolbox and the skills that you have.
I think hugging someone gives you an extra 6 seconds of life. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're
do
living
12.
longer. Stay tuned for more. We're living it up right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I built 5 companies in about 4 blocks around MIT. This is my 5th, and it's all been possible, in great measure because of the talent and the energy there.
This is like a brain center.
Yeah.
I think there are different brain centers like all over the world. And what's so nice about today's event is it's kind of pulling some of those thought leaders together. Is that one of the reasons you decided to attend this curated event?
Well, that plus Richie.
Okay.
He's a force of nature, as you know.
Yes.
and it didn't take very much convincing for me to be here. But you're absolutely right. We're surrounded by folks who are changing the world, and it's just great to be a part of this group.
What does the word legacy mean to you?
Legacy to me means taking your background, your privilege, your experience, and passing it on in the most meaningful, useful ways. And everyone's got their own way of doing that. For me, that's making sure that what we leave behind for the next generation is as good as we possibly can make it, and that they have it easier than we did.
Congratulations on all you're doing. Tell us what your company currently does, your most recent venture.
Company 5 Cherish is really, it's the biggest moonshot out of all 5. We took on a problem that when I started, I was told by a leader in the industry that this was impossible to solve. Somebody who said, people have been trying to do this for 40 years, you're never going to pull it off. And 5 years later, we have patents, customers, and we've launched. It's a company that has built expertise and a product, a hardware device around radar, sticking radar in people's homes in a very, very safe way to help monitor their health and safety so that we can get them help if a situation warrants. As an example, Grandpa falls, is refusing to wear a pendant, really doesn't like the concept of wearing one, doesn't wear an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. A wearable patch is just not something that he's going to wear for the rest of his life every day. And so we sit in a little corner in a speaker-like device that fits into his home decor and actually connects him with his family all the time, and also protects his health and safety using radar. The best part about this, it's non-creepy. There's no cameras. It doesn't invade his privacy. It doesn't rob him of his dignity that people are watching. And it does its job only when it's needed.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you are actually a future leader of tomorrow, but you're actually a leader now, right? So you have a connection with Cherish Health, right? And what are you studying as an independent student?
I'm studying policy and political economics. I'm exploring how we can make a more representative democracy through quantitative metrics.
Lovely. You're currently in Boston. Is that where you live and grew up? Okay.
Yep.
What was one thing that you enjoyed about where you grew up?
Let's see. The combination of so many really, really, really smart people all coming together in one space to solve problems, and really the health space. That's I think our strong suit is the health space and the biosciences and the deep tech. We think through problems in a way that no other city on earth does, and that it really solves a lot of issues. Yeah.
Do you feel that longevity of the human body is important? And if so, around what age do you think that we could live into?
I do think longevity is important. What age? I don't think there's necessarily a limit as far as the current science goes. I'm not sure, but people are getting up there, and life expectancies just keep on trending up. We could see well into the hundreds within my lifetime.
Well, hello, Charlie.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. What a beautiful day we got for us.
Absolutely. It's probably funny for you to be on the other side of the microphone, right? Because you also host a lot of things.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting dynamic, but I'm excited to give it a run. I'm a reporter for the UFC. Also worked as a host in television for the last 15 years. So yeah, definitely do a lot of interviews, conduct. On this side, not so much, but I trust you are going to do a phenomenal job. Because
I appreciate that. Sometimes the roles have been flipped on me too, and I'm always like,
Wait a
what? I'm out of my element. I need that mic. I need that like piece of sporting equipment.
Isn't it the best when people try to take them? You're like, no, this is mine.
Wait, well, you can hold it for a second.
No,
because I trust you with it.
No, you can hold it. I just love when people try to take it from you. You're like, no, this is mine.
Yeah. This is my crutch. It's my jam. Okay, so you were up. Why did you decide to attend this event today?
So, I actually found out about it much later than probably a lot of the attendees. One of my close friends, Dale Moss, he's a former NFL player, but he has just so many different aspects of life that he runs and walks in right now. And he's one of the panelists today. And I saw him post about it, and I was like, wait a second. I need to be in on this. So I got in touch with him, and then from there I got in touch with Richie, who I've known for a while but didn't realize was, in charge of really fueling this event. And I was like, please let me in. I need to be there.
It's sold out.
I'm so passionate about this space, and just I want to meet people. I want to build a bigger community, and then I want to take the information and help to educate others.
Now you have a wellness thing in the city that's going to be launching. What is that?
Yeah, so
Destination.
Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what it's going to be, not just for New York locals, but for global travelers. I imagine this is something that they're going to have on the radar and say, when I land in New York City, this is the first place that I need to go. It's called Odyssey. It's a members only longevity resort, and it's going to have everything wellness under one roof, then with the aspects of a really high-end members club. So it's going to be more of a third home, in a place where you can really practice the mentality, health is wealth.
Now, health is wealth. And at what age did someone tell you, Charlie, that they cared enough about you, that they cared about your health?
You know, I think because social media has been a part of my life for such a long time, I have been given information at a quicker pace than maybe generations above me. And I just started seeing all of these things circulating, and I'm like, wait a second, what is this? I want to know more about it. I started doing my own research, ended up getting a concierge doctor in the longevity space several years ago. And I have just learned so much in the ways that I've implemented longevity into my life, whether it's taking peptides or wearing an Oura ring to track my sleep and my workouts. I just have noticed such a difference in the way that I move and feel, that now I'm completely all in, and obviously building a business in this space. So it doesn't get much more all in than that.
Dale, welcome to Amalfi. Have you been here before?
Hey, this is my first time, but the scene is nice, so no complaints. This is a perfect Saturday.
So we are here at a gathering, a curated gathering all about health.
Yep.
Tell us what your involvement is in this industry now.
Yeah, so I'm a former NFL athlete and have transitioned out of sports into the wellness industry and entertainment, but it's been a pillar of mine for a very, very long time. And as time has gone on, I've started investing in premium wellness brands, neurotech companies, and things like that. And most recently, myself and some mentors and business partners have started Client Ventures. So the pillars for us are wellness is one of the biggest ones. So I'm going to be speaking on a company that I'm a heavy investor in that we think has a chance to help a lot of people, which is called Mendy, neurotech company, which is strengthening your brain, overall clarity, helps navigate and manage stress and anxiety. So for me as a former athlete, I see so often that we train our bodies, but we don't actually train our mind. And because of this, with real-time neurofeedback and a gamified approach, we're actually able to track the progress as we're going through things for 10 minutes a day. It's very simple, but we've had amazing growth. We're profitable in the first year, which is really exciting.
Congratulations.
So
That's exciting.
yeah, just going to share that.
Yeah.
The Whoops and the Apple Watches and things, a lot of those are giving you readings, but with this, it's a head device. So in the morning, just like when I journal, you pop it on here.
Cool. It looks kind of athletic. I like it.
So it's measuring blood oxygen in the bloodstream, but it's also monitoring your blood flow. So a lot of times when you get stressed or you're worn out, the blood goes from your prefrontal cortex back to your amygdala. So this is actually giving you real-time feedback through gamification on like how you're controlling your thoughts, essentially. So the science is backed by NASA, Stanford, Aerospace, Ben Reen, who's one of the top neuroscientists, and is all about it. So we've got great support. I actually did a session this morning, 10 minutes.
How you doing?
I mean, I've got strong focus capabilities, but it's so simple, right? And it's similar to what a lot of people are already using with some of their wearable tech. This is really just focused on the prefrontal cortex, which is, controls most of your thoughts and helps you, at least for me, help with stress and anxiety.
I love that this event is about wealth and wellness. And actually for me this is one word, because there is no bigger wealth in life than wellness. If we feel well, if we have a good time, if the body plays along, then we have everything in life. It's all about the health and the wellness, and this makes us really wealthy people.
What are you doing these days for your own health? Are you eating healthier? Are you working out? What is your general self-care for yourself?
So I love swimming. I do a lot of swimming. I do a lot of dancing. I'm actually going to the Luigi jazz dance class. And the cool thing about this is all the professional dancers that perform Christine Baranski or even Ben Vereen. They go there, come in and out. When they have a show, they are on the show stage on Broadway, and when they don't have a show, you know how it is on Broadway, there are shows on and off, then they would come to dance class at Luigi Jazz Center in New York. So whenever I'm in New York, I go to jazz dance class. That's my wellness program. And the other thing, which is very important for me, is healthy eating. And I also do food. I have Prince Caviar line. So that's like healthy superfood, the caviar I do.
Ah, very nice. Very, very nice. What are you most hoping to accomplish today? Are you looking to meet new people? Like, what is it that you are intending for the day?
My friend Richie put together a wonderful summit, and it has all very good people. So when I arrived yesterday for the pre-party and today for the summit, we're in the early morning, the summit is about to start, you see all this positive energy and beautiful people. The talk is about what we can achieve together. It's about wellness, it's about the wealth of the human being, and it is also about friendships. And I made some new friends that I'm gonna keep for my entire life, and that tells a lot. So when you feel the energy of good people, and I love good people, here there literally is no gossip, what you see a lot at events. It's all about facts. When you come here, you talk about how you can help, uplift, and encourage each others, and that's a beautiful thing. Everyone is very caring, and there are no selfish people. And Richie curated a very special group of leaders, and I just love it. I'm very happy here.
This event was amazing because there was people not only from the investment community, but from technology, from medicine, from health, who want to know what is the right thing to focus on today, which is exactly what I like to do at work.
Now
Figure
you
out
were-
like what is next.
What is next? Well, not only is what is next, but you were part of the wave of what was and what still remains. I want to know about your PDF story.
So I'm actually the inventor of the PDF. I hacked it together in an afternoon. Part of a small group of people at Adobe in the very late 80s, early 90s that were trying to solve an ordinary problem at that time, which was you couldn't send a document from a Mac to a PC to a Linux machine. It was impossible to make it look right. And so John Warnock, who was running Adobe at that time, really wanted to solve this problem because it was holding everybody back. And so he asked a few of us to sort of figure it out for a few weeks, and we did. And so we had a great time, and next thing you know, it's a multi-billion-dollar business for Adobe, and went out to change the world.
And that's what these people are here. They're leaders. They are changing the world, and they're using technology and other means of their brain to kind of create like healthcare solutions for people that are not just local but global. They're making a major impact. What they're doing is they're matching, investors with the inventors, right? Why do you feel that that's important? Because sometimes people with great ideas don't have, the funds.
Yeah, but also the people who have the funds don't recognize that there are true breakthroughs happening. And so having the scientists and the researchers and the technologists come and in more plain language try to explain what they're doing is incredibly helpful. That's why I got involved with ThinkHat, Richie, Kimberly, Ravi, because they're working on the very hardest problems within health and life sciences. And I just wanted to be part of that.
I want to know how it started for you. Did you wake up one day and say, you know what, I feel like this is my passion, my calling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 7 when I had seen a World Vision commercial. It's like a non-government organization. It was with child sponsorship. They showed some emaciated children that were famished. They had no food, and the voice said, "This child doesn't have to suffer. You can help this child." And I believed it, and it was very emotional for me, and I was crying. I was telling my mom what I'd seen, and I said, "We need to help. Can you help? Can we help?" And she said, "Yeah, well, you need to learn how to make money." So I started delivering newspapers, and for the next 15 years, we sponsored 2 children. And so I learned the connection between impact and suffering. And if you can make a difference in someone's life, that's where happiness is found.
Happiness was also found today, right? So many good people. It was an opportunity for people to come together to do what? What do you feel like encapsulates what we did here today?
Wow, I think that it's to make people's lives better. It's to help people, like for example, with aging, that we do so in flying colors, not not falling apart and losing our minds with not knowing who our loved ones are, dying of diseases like cancer unnecessarily, when there's tools that are available to prevent and there's tools that are available to help us turn around those conditions. And this day was really about us having that power at our fingertips to be able to access these therapies and advanced technologies and companies that have that mission, that message, and are getting extraordinary results. And that's what I was a part of as well, and what I was sharing.
What does the term "okay to try" mean?
Yeah. Well, this is specifically, for example, there's a law passed called the right to try in Arizona, Nevada, and Texas, and the right to try 2. Or 2.0. And that is, for example, if you don't have a viable solution that is effective in the conventional care in medicine, that you have the right, the fundamental human right, to try something else that may not be proven, that hasn't gone through, well, and arguably it is proven, let's argue that they're proven, but not under the conventional standards, because there's so many different parts of red tape, and arguably they get blocked because the big pharma companies don't want them to compete with them, and so they're getting blocked for other reasons. So then they don't have that stamp of approval. So now the person, if they want to, go for that therapy, they need to have the right to be able to do that, because it's their life, it's their choice, and they're not getting a good viable solution the conventional way.
And are you part of the process of helping people know what is available now? It seems like you have this publication, if you will, and you have this website, and you have the information, right? How are you disseminating that?
What we do is we're educating, we're giving knowledge and information so people can know that there is hope, there is solutions for thyroid disease. We're seeing people regenerate their thyroid, we're seeing people turn around autoimmune disease, we're seeing people turn around late-stage cancer on red light therapy and photodynamic therapy, activating with methylene blue and curcumin, etc. So solutions existing, we just get the word out, and we use technologies and that back that so that people can use these therapies from home.
So Jen, in life sometimes we're on one course and then something happens and we have to go on a different course, right? What did you do to kind of successfully navigate that for your journey? And how does that empower others to do the same?
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting, right? We naturally resist some of what the universe or life has in store for us. And it has a way of navigating us back to where we're supposed to be. And in my journey, I was always in tech until I was forced to stay out for 4 years. And I had to think about, what else can I do? What can I use my talents to do? And it wasn't easy at first, but I think once you get the idea that there's so much out there, and I was talking to someone the other day and I said, it's like I've lived 9 lives, right? Yes. When you're open to change, you can live many lifetimes in this body, right? So we should be really open, because you never know when those magical moments come that give you something you never even fathomed or thought was possible.
It's a new meal somewhere, a different city that you're going to, new access to something. The energy. It's this shared energy.
Yeah, shared energy. And people, I think sometimes, I was talking to a founder and they were like, I'm too busy. I don't have time to come to this event. And I said, you know what? You got to change it up. We got to change the space. You got to change what you're looking at. He came, he landed his biggest deal by going to that event. Had he never come, it wouldn't have happened, right? But you got to change the energy, change the space, and you never know what's out there, right? I always say now my new motto is, if I said no, I misunderstood the question. So I say yes more.
Say yes more. And you have great nails.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is from years of being in corporate, and I had to be very buttoned up. I wore all black, didn't have long nails, and as soon as I broke out of that, I was like, here we go. Sparkles, glitter, it's all coming.
We're all living it up. And I was just asking other people to dance. Do you dance?
Yeah.
We got some jazz music here going.
Yeah. Great.
Woo!
I love it.
And so now, with your art, were you always doing art, or you also did technology, correct?
Oh my goodness, yes I do. Yeah, I have, in my background, now presently I'm doing art, and I want to change the world throughout subliminally, and that's a whole story. But let's give you a little background. The reason why I'm in art is because I started as a photojournalist for rock and roll magazines, and then onto all the major publishers. When you went to school and they had books, if you remember that, a lot of the photos were my photos that were in there that took place. Yeah.
Wow.
So I did all that stuff, and because I love art, I love photography, I love telling a story. But I got into that, and we go back further, is that I wanted to be a writer. So I went up to, and then, in that day, you had to do phones. There were no gatekeepers. So if you got somebody on the phone, you could do it. So I went everywhere, and they said, okay, we'll let you have a byline and write a story. And you know this because you're a journalist. They said, but come back with the best photography and photographs we ever sent. Luckily, my first assignment was little stuff. Then my real first assignment was Woodstock. I know it dates me a little bit, but I can live with it,
Okay, I'm going to ask you. It's like asking you for your favorite child, and I know you have 4. Yeah. I want to ask you personally, what do you feel is your legacy? Which photograph is your legacy, Roger?
I think there are a few of them, but one I did, and it was of a woman, and she was one of the best blues singers of all time, and her name was Janis Joplin. And I took her photo the last time she performed in New York, just a couple of months before she passed away, and that was at the old Chase Stadium. And she died of alcohol and drugs. We know that, but she was fabulous, and until the end, she was there. But what happened to her from what she did? It just aged around at 27. She looked much older than. I knew Jim Morrison. When we're in the rock and roll business, you end up meeting everybody.
So nice to meet you. This was our first time we got to meet last night at a beautiful event. I wanted to tell you thank you. Thank you for using your art in such a beautiful way and making a difference in the world.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you.
Okay, great.
What brought you to this curated experience today?
Well, we are at a moment in time where we should be obligated in the best of our capacities to do our part to change the world for a better place, right? And for me, it's about finding entrepreneurs who can be consciously aware, to raise their levels of consciousness and awareness, and hopefully to provide the resources for them to launch companies, make them scalable, make them successful, and make them exitable for their investors. So it's win-win around the board for people in finance, but also people in healthcare, and people who want to see positive changes in the world today.
You mentioned an acronym. I believe it started with the letter I. It was 4 letters, I believe. What was that, and what does it stand for?
So the framework that I typically use when I look at my investments is IGSE. So IGSE. The I stands for intention, the intention of the founders, the intention of the visionaries who want to launch their companies. G stands for goals. How will they achieve their intention? S stands for strategy. Once you have a goal, how do you plan to get there? What is your approach? And then E stands for execution. So without execution, nothing moves, right? So it's through IGSE, the framework that I typically use, that gives me at least a high-level view of whether or not this venture could possibly be successful at some point.
Hey, congratulations. I heard you. There's a live auction going on for charity, but we're here today. What made you decide to come to this curated event?
Well, my good friend Joe got on, and Richie invited me, and it took me a minute to even figure out what was going on here, that it was also sort of a biotech health-based program, but it was excellent, and I thought I had a little bit of a different angle from the money management side. It was very exciting.
Speaking about money management, these are like people that might want some funding of some sort. How would you go about working or meeting with an investor? What is it that you, I guess a person that needs money, what do you look for? What are the criteria?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have portfolios or they have access to capital, but they don't know how to utilize it. So a lot of times we'll look at a portfolio and find ways to extract cash or hedge positions to get liquidity that they don't realize they have. Or we can meet with people that do have liquidity or positions that want to invest but don't really know how to do that either. So we can kind of go either way with that as far as getting liquidity for investing in this type of space.
Now, talking about this type of space, these are people that are inventing technologies. They're already there. They have the patents, and what they're looking for is to grow them a little bit more, right? How do you go about matching? You're almost like a matchmaker, if you will, right? Matching somebody that wants the money with somebody that wants to invest with somebody that wants to make money on their money.
Right. Well, I think we're all networkers here to a certain extent, and actually, it's funny. The guy that was talking about the pet venture that he's on, one of my one of my clients bought technology where they can analyze an animal's health through the breath. And I texted him and said, "Are you still doing that?" So it's just a networking thing, and so it's a natural for what I do, because I have a lot of wealthy, smart clients and want more wealthy, smart clients. So it's good to connect people.
Well, we're very, very focused at ThinkHat at changing the world in healthcare. So what most people don't understand is that the next decade is going to be really revolutionary in healthcare because of AI and machine learning. The AI for good that we're experiencing right now will be in healthcare, where digital healthcare and precision medicine and bringing home care home away from the hospital is going to really change how we age and extend our lives by potentially 10 years or more.
Which would be beautiful, because every day is really a blessing. Every day that we could be here and experiencing life matters. And if we can somehow live a better quality life, have better health. What is one thing that you're doing for your own self, for your health each day? Is it nutrition? Like, what's your jam when it comes to today I'm taking care of me?
Yeah, well, I've been practicing yoga and meditation since I was 19. So for me, that's something that's kept me centered. I think it's really important that we all become one with ourselves and the world. And breathing and meditation is something that can help you through any moment in life. I went through a lot of loss. I lost both my parents to cancer. And meditation and yoga was something that brought me through it. And one of the reasons that I got to ThinkHat and got involved with the Venture Studio in creating companies using AI and machine learning to solve problems in healthcare and life sciences.
Joining us now is the beautiful Lindsay, who is prettier than the shoreline in your beautiful blue. So today we've been living it up. We've been having a great experience. What brought you out to this beautiful event tonight?
Yes, well, I'm so thankful to Richie and ThinkHat for having this event. I'm a health, wealth, and legacy expert, family office executive, and a founder myself. Personally, the Hamptons is my stomping ground. I have a personal legacy that I'm building. My father was here today. I have 2 daughters, one of whom I just dropped off at sleepaway camp today. The intersection of health, wealth, and legacy is extremely important statistically, and I am a little bit of a nerd. 120
like nerds. Nerds are welcome here. Nerds are welcome.
Well, you led with beauty. I'm saying if I was raised on
I'm also smart.
Smart, not small-minded. Values, not valuables. But $124 trillion is changing hands intergenerationally between now and 2048.
Wow.
I know. $46 trillion of that is going to older women through gray hair, divorces, and surviving spouses. So older women. Another cohort is about 40 to 50 trillion going to millennials and Gen Xers, and more money going to even younger generations than that. What that means is a generation, 2 generations ago, as you heard me say, when it was, and I hate stereotypes, but that old fat white man, ring a bell, sell a penny stock, here's your stock, here's your bond, no longer exists. These cohorts are more thoughtful about money, thinking more about impact, healthcare, how to invest thoughtfully. And even when we think about it more meta, more multidimensionally, there's a lot of talk in the investment world about currency, even whatever industry you're in. Everybody knows money. The currency of relationships is one of the most important and understated currencies out there. Take the mic, drop it, I'll say it again. The currency of relationships is one of the most important and understated currencies out there. Yes.
This event is pretty much about leadership. It's about community. It's about giving back. It's about healthcare, innovation, and longevity. So I think a little bit about wealth too. So bringing together people that understand financials, how to invest that money into healthcare, and how to build companies that can really improve patients' lives and the healthcare world we're living in. And I think it's just about bringing some beautiful, brilliant minds together in a place that's a beautiful. Hamptons is known for prestige. I think bringing people here in a prestigious environment understands that we're taking this really serious. It means our commitment to making real, true impact. And the speakers that have come out for this have been one better than the next.
Brilliant minds. Yeah. Brilliant. Literally brilliant minds.
Yeah, so our mission here is to obviously spread awareness about the opportunities in healthcare that can leap forward the things we're doing from a healthcare and AI level, longevity, life science standpoint. So we're building companies in that space as a venture studio, and there's some other companies here that have founded companies that are going to revolutionize the healthcare world. So I want people to have awareness about what's happening so they can get behind it, be a part of their mission, not only as an investor, but possibly a collaborator. But most importantly, we need more cheerleaders. We need more cheerleaders to spread the word.
That's where I come in, right? I'm like, go ThinkHat, right?